Hello!
Hi guys! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Welcome to our favourites video, favourites of 2012, and we know most people do their favourites of 2012 in 2012, but hey ho, we're a day late.
Yeah.
So us.
YOLO, because it is technically the 1st of January.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably quite a good day today. Okay, so yeah, we know we're doing it differently, but deal with it. First category is our favourite film of the year.
Favourite films.
So,
personally, Perks of Being a Wallflower was one of the greatest films I've ever seen. It came out in, I think it was October. It was out on limited release, and my favourite actor is Logan Lerman because he is amazing, and he was so good in it, and yeah, so that was definitely a favourite. And then Avengers, which came out before then, but it was probably the most epic film I might have seen in my whole life. So yeah, that's probably my films. Oh, and I watched the entire Batman series a couple of days ago, and I saw The Dark Knight Rises, and that was pretty insane, and Anne Hathaway looked pretty damn hot in a catsuit, yeah. So yeah.
I'd say my favourite films of the year are Silver Linings Playbook, which is the one with Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper, and it's kind of, I mean, you could call it a rom-com, but it's about like two people with like mental health issues and about them kind of coming together in a time of need. And it's really funny. I think Jennifer Lawrence is a really good actress, and I also, Bradley Cooper is kind of more, he was more famous for his looks, and this kind of showed the world that he can actually act. I thought he was really good in it. And then my other one's probably Ruby Sparks, which is a kind of smaller film. It wasn't as big, but it had Paul Dano in it, who was in Little Miss Sunshine, the teenager in Little Miss Sunshine, if you know that movie. And that was just, it was quite, it was different. It was like, you know, about a man that basically, he was a writer, and he started writing about this girl, and then the girl kind of came to life and kind of like appeared in his kitchen, and it's really funny, and it's kind of like different, and yeah, it was good. I like that. Our next category is favourite programme, TV programme, and this, we both have the exact same favourite programme because it's just amazing, and that is Pretty Little Liars. Oh my goodness.
Back on the 8th of January.
It's so exciting and I love it. It's so good, and it's so addictive. It's so addictive. I've watched like 10 episodes in one day, which is really bad, but
I'd recommend it.
yeah, it's good. It's like, it's addictive because like there's all these cliffhangers like every episode, so you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen next?
Oh my god, yes.
And you should watch the next one. That's our favourite programme of the year. Third category is favourite book. See, this is a kind of funny category because I don't know, I don't read as much as I used to. I used to read quite a lot, and I don't really keep up with like new books that have come out or like the kind of big books of the year.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd just include it's called the Shiver series, so it's like 3 books: Shiver, Linger and Forever, which I like first read and I really liked, and then told Yvie to read them, and she read them and she really liked them.
Yeah.
And they didn't come out this year. I think they're a few years old now. It sounds a bit too like Twilight. It's not like that. It's about like a girl that kind of falls in love with a guy that happens to turn into a wolf occasionally. But that is a main plot. But it's just quite clever.
It's good.
It's good. I like the way she's written it.
It's by Maggie Stiefvater.
Yeah, I can never say it.
I'm just gonna, if you can see it, but yeah. If you want to look them up,
yeah,
be our guest.
So yeah, I thought they're kind of like, yeah, they're good books. Okay, next category, favourite album of the year. And this was a toughie. We've both agreed that Alt J has been one of the best.
An Awesome Wave. Definitely a good album. Fitz Pleasure and Matilda were like the first I kind of listened to. Fitz Pleasure, it's kind of like ambient, and then there's just like this beat that drops, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think they've been they're kind of like they won the Mercury Prize, and I think that was probably well deserved.
Yeah. They're playing at in the Park 2013.
Yeah.
Scots people.
All the Scots.
All the Scots out there.
Yeah, they're different. They're different, and there's not one filler in the album. Like every song's good, and like they could all be a single. Alt J, An Awesome Wave debut album. Great. And my other favourite album, which is also a debut album, is Jake Bugg's self-titled album.
We like Jake Bugg.
And I'm a huge fan of Jake Bugg. I first heard Lightning Bolt on Zane Lowe's show, and it was it's Lightning Bolts, if you've heard it, it's like very country, and I'm really not into that, but I heard it, I was like, wait, what's this? And Mum's about to switch off actually, she was like, what is that? And she was like, no, no, no. And I turned it back on and I was like, I really like this. And then I looked him up and I found he had a lot of YouTube videos and he's a very handsome man. I was like, that always helps. And then he kind of just blew up and he's huge now and he's done really well for himself. And they brought out his album and it's just a really, really good album. And it's quite an easy listen, but some of them are a wee bit, they're quite, I don't know, they are quite country. It's like good lyrics and, you know, they're kind of real lyrics just about like teenage life kind of thing. And so like teenagers can relate to it, and he's just really good. His voice is great. He sounds like he's like about 80 years old, or that he's like, it sounds like it's been recorded in the 60s or something like that, because he just has this really old voice which is like really interesting, and he's just very talented. So I'm a big fan of him and I could talk about him for hours, but we're not going to. Moving on. Our favourite women of the year, which is a kind of funny category, but just kind of the women that we've really liked this year and has kind of been about a lot and we just kind of admire quite a lot. And we've kind of both agreed on Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, October issue of Vogue. If anyone reads Vogue, she had an interview in that and she was really nice. She was like really kind of down to earth, and apparently she's got quite a potty mouth, but
Never.
Yeah, she just seemed really chilled out. I really like the Hunger Games. I read the book series. A lot of people have criticised her because Katniss Everdeen is meant to be this kind of like skinny girl, and she was like, well, like they asked me if I would play that role and I don't believe in like compromising the way I look for a role. So she's she got kind of moral integrity, which I like.
Yeah, she's yeah, I agree with the down to earth thing. I think it's really good how down to earth she seems. And she seems very modest and she hasn't a clue how good looking she is, or how
really doesn't.
Yeah, or how good an actor she is or anything like that. And I think she's just a really good role model.
She seems a lot older than she is. She's only like 19 or something like that.
Yeah, she's got an old head. She's got a good head in her. But I just think it's really good because she's got curves.
Yeah.
And she seems really intelligent, and she's just a great actress. I think she's just a really good role model and kind of.
She is. She's an amazing actress as well.
Yeah, like she's so like diverse because she's so different from Silver Linings to then Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And she's brilliant in both. So I just think I think she'll be like a huge actress. We love a bit of Jennifer Lawrence. So then the next one is Man of the Year, which seemed to make sense.
Personally, I'm going to say Robert Downey Jr. because he has done incredibly well for himself this year. And obviously like Avengers kind of had a part to play in this, but just because Robert Downey Jr. is awesome, and as I said, I've been watching movies a hell of a lot recently. I watched Sherlock Holmes. And the second one, a lot of people are like, the second one wasn't so sure about it, but I didn't really mind it. I didn't think it was that bad, because Robert Downey Jr. and obviously Jude Law, he's just done really well for himself this year, and he's kind of, because he went through that whole phase of like drugs and stuff, and just this year he's kind of like, he's picked himself up, you know, cleaned himself off, and he was really good in his interview with Graham Norton. That might have been last year though. Yeah. But yeah, he was just really, he seemed really kind of funny and like jokey, but then he's just seemed like such a nice guy, so yeah. I was loving Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. And he's an incredible actor as well. Yeah.
My Man of the Year has to be Bradley Wiggins. There's just something about him that I really like, because I used to cycle quite a lot, I've stopped now, but I just think what he achieved this year is amazing, and obviously the Olympics were kind of the big thing this year, so I thought maybe it was a good idea to put Bradley Wiggins in there. But and obviously he won Sports Personality of the Year, which I'm really glad he did, because he is, like Jennifer Lawrence, he's so down to earth, and he's very witty, and he just kind of takes everything in his stride. He's not like, oh look at me, I was the first British man to win the Tour de France. He's just kind of like, oh well, my team helped me, it's not just me. Like he kind of puts everything on everyone else. He doesn't really like the attention, which I think is really nice. And obviously he is well, you could say he's a mod. He is a mod, or he loves that kind of thing. So he's really into his music. Culture. Yeah, he's part of the mod culture. And with the sideburns and all that, and his suit. If you haven't seen his suit from Sports Personality of the Year, look it up. It was the most amazing blue velvet suit. Oh my gosh. And he hangs about with the coolest people. Yeah, hangs about with Paul Weller. He's played with Paul Weller. Hangs out with Miles Kane. And I'm like, you're so cool, and he's just really cool. And I just think he's amazing. So yeah, Bradley Wiggins, Man of the Year for me. Now we're going on to more fashion things, because it's been a bit more cult media, and this is kind of more of a fashion channel, so maybe some fashion would be good. So we thought we'd do Shop of the Year. Shop of the Year.
So personally this year I've just kind of gone right into Urban Outfitters. When I was younger, Topshop were a bit out there with their style and stuff like that, and I always really liked it. It lost it a wee bit a couple of years ago, and then it's kind of come back in, but just it's a lot more mainstream. I can't talk. I buy a ridiculous amount of stuff from that shop, to be honest. It's probably what takes up the majority of my wardrobe. But definitely Urban Outfitters has kind of become like the quirky version of Topshop this year, although every time it gets quirkier it seems to double in price. So
yeah,
I can't say I own a hell of a lot of stuff from Urban Outfitters because I don't really, but it's one of the shops now that I walk in and I'm like, oh my god, I could own everything in here and it'd just be so awesome. So definitely probably my favourite shop of the year this year.
Yeah. And mine's an online shop actually. I've really got into online shopping this year. Just because I know my size better this year. Which sounds really weird, but like my size, I know what size, like I'm kind of different sizes in different areas, and I kind of have figured that out now. So I'd say ASOS. Get bored of me talking. I'd say ASOS is probably my favourite shop of the year. I bought a lot of ASOS this year, and it's huge. It can be a bit daunting because you're kind of like, whoa, there's like 100 pages of top. But if you know what you're kind of wanting and you know what kind of price range and stuff like that, I just think it's like a really good shop. And obviously free delivery, can't go wrong. And it's really quick delivery as well, and returns are really easy to do. But yeah, I've just bought a lot off it this year, and I just think they've always got something good in. Like they're just kind of on trend like all the time, and they get quite a lot of like really good celebrities kind of involved, and they obviously have like the marketplace, which is kind of like eBay for fashion, which is really good. You can get some like really good stuff off there as well, and yeah, so ASOS for me.
Favourite trend of this year. Of last year, every time we've said this year in this video, please know we are referring to 2012.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get your brain into it. But yeah, favourite kind of fashion trend of last year. I don't know, there's been a lot of kind of trends going about last year. I can't really think all the way back to like January 2012. But I just think more like kind of military stuff was all over the place, and then they kind of got like the baroque and opulent kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I like that.
Which I still quite like. It's kind of more recently as well. It's almost like Audrey Hepburn-esque.
Which is always
kind of like class is coming back, like tailored suits and the whole like Chanel kind of thing.
Yeah, but Chanel's huge this year actually, yeah.
So yeah, it's probably been a favourite trend. That's more recent, but it's probably been a favourite trend of mine.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah, like black and things like that. Like black's been quite big this year, which is, I'm a big fan of black.
Just class. Everything seemed chic. Everything chic.
My favourite trend, which I guess it's a trend, is kind of the kind of gold chunky thing going on, just kind of like gold. I've been buying a lot of gold this year, for example, like kind of gold chains and like gold watches, like you know the old Casio thing, like I've got Casio and stuff. And kind of just like I've got all things with like loads of like gold detailing, so I've got like on my leather jacket I've got like gold zips and buttons, and on boots like gold buckles. I've just loved gold. I just think it's an amazing thing, and it just jazzes up an outfit, you know, put like just put a chain on and it kind of makes it more interesting and stuff. Or like gold earrings, like hoops, like gold hoops and stuff like that. Just the kind of whole like kind of 90s like jewellery, kind of the 90s thing. I'm really liking that this year. And I don't think I'll like ever get sick of it now. I'm just buying gold all the time. So yeah, gold for me. And then on to
favourite kind of item of clothing that we've bought. And because we're at Annie's house this time, as you may have noticed,
this is my bedroom by the way.
I'm too lazy to bring them.
Yeah, we kind of forgot about that.
American Apparel riding pants, because everyone's been going a bit crazy for disco pants in New York, lucky me, in October, and because obviously things are a lot cheaper over there, I went to American Apparel with the intention of getting disco pants, and then I saw their riding pants. So yeah, that's probably my favourite. I got the kind of tan pair, and they come up like super high, like up to like that's my rib cage in case you can't see. And they come up really really high, and they're quite tight, and they're just kind of like different looking. And yeah, that's probably my favourite buy. I've had them on a ridiculous amount of time since. I really want another pair, but they're so much more expensive in the UK than they are in America. So,
and my favourite buy of the year is probably my black Chelsea boots, and these are these bad boys, and they're just like leather black. They look wrecked now, but like I first bought them for school, like I wanted boots for school, but because they're like leather and they're really comfy and they're black obviously, and they just go with everything. I've just been wearing them all the time, and I don't understand why they're not dead yet. They're pretty muddy and kind of wrinkled, and they're gonna die soon enough. But I just love them. I just wear them all the time, and they just go with everything, and I just think they're quite cute, and they just kind of go with everything. So yeah, they're my favourite item that I've bought this year.
Finally,
Finally!
Because we've ranted for a good while now.
Yeah.
Our favourite, we've kind of just added this on now, our favourite model of the year, which is kind of weird, but just this year, personally, I've kind of fallen in love with Cara Delevingne.
Yeah.
I think pretty much the whole world
the
has.
whole world has fallen in love with her.
It's just because I saw her in a magazine, maybe it was like a year or something ago, and I just remembered her as the girl with the eyebrows, because I went through a phase where I literally just had no eyebrows, and I don't know why. I thought it looked good, don't ask me, but then I saw her and I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna go for eyebrows. I'm gonna do it. And then and then like I kind of saw her popped up and I was like, oh, Cara Delevingne, and I was like, oh my god, it's the girl with the eyebrows. And then just recently it's just been like a craze of just Cara, and so
I know.
Stick was my favourite model this year.
Yeah, I probably have to agree. I mean, she's brought eyebrows back in.
Yeah.
And
she's stunning.
She's stunning, but she's got, I like that
she's got a different,
she's quite unusual looking, so a lot of people are kind of like, I don't really know what the hype is.
Yeah, she's stunning. We love her.
Yeah. And she just seems like a really kind of fun person. She's very quirky and kind of kooky, and she's mad. She seems really eccentric. She seems pretty mad, which is always good. You know, she's not just a face. She's got like a personality to her as well. And I'll just add in Barbara Palvin, who's probably, I think I've just kind of discovered her this year, and I think she's absolutely stunning. And she's just like kind of signed up with Victoria's Secret, which is what every woman wants to do. But I think I admire her because she's got some curves on her, like she's got big hips and big thighs, which I think looks amazing on a woman. And I just think, and she's quite short as well, so I think it's really good that Victoria's Secret have kind of taken her in. They're like, yeah, so she's kind of like she's going to be like one of the big faces of Victoria's Secret, and I just think she's great because she's got a normal figure. So
that's it. Yeah,
that's our favourites
of 2012. I don't know, I'm putting this like in the past.
In the past,
year.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
So yeah. Who knows what 2013 will bring us.
Yes.
So thanks for watching. See you soon.
So bye.